let's go to the show. Wash up, 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 postcode with show. Wash up, postcode with show. Go to the show. Wash up, let's go to the show. What's up, guys? Glad to be back on a postcode with the show. Can't believe, man. 25 years of doing the show, I still get nervous every time let's say 25, I mean, 25th episode, and I still get nervous every time I do the show, but yeah, I've been just doing me, kind of figuring everything out, just life out. Missed a day finally after 24 straight Fridays of doing the show, so we back on track now. You know, I just been kind of, getting stuff together, planning, the music. It's like this stuff is work, yo. It takes a lot of planning, you got to come up with books, which brings me to what we're going to talk about today, which is a book review by two of my favorite my favorite people ever. Y'all know Robert Greene already. Is the GOAT author. Man, I felt like I was going to sneeze. Does that still work? It does. Yeah, so yeah, Robert Greene, my favorite author of all time, and 50 Cent, one of my favorite rappers of all time. They wrote a book called The 50th Law, and it's about fear. It's about like knowing what fear is, how in what forms it comes in, and how you can handle stuff that comes at you. Fear is something that we all feel, but some people get overcome by fear. Some people overcome fear. So it's just how you kind of use that fear in you, because trust me, yo, the world is scary. So yeah, this book, The 50th Law, is really just talking about um 50 Cent's upbringing. Obviously, they're gonna put that in the book. They're gonna tell it, how Robert Greene tells stories in his books, and like he makes sure to illustrate the point of like the whole like story, the same way he tells stories in Mastery, the same way he tells stories in the 48 Laws of Power. He kind of used this book to like actually, kind of just just work with 50 Cent. They hung out and they picked each other's brains, and like they wrote the book, and it was just crazy. Yeah, but it has a lot of gems in it. It has a lot of stories. It has a lot of like 50 Cent's upbringing and how everything is. You got to sell these stuff. Talking about 50 Cent, that guy is still going on. Like he's still winning to this day. To this day, 50 Cent is still winning in life. Like he just dropped a channel actually on Roku, 50 Cent Action. I watch that like cable TV now. Like it's just literally on all the time now. Cause like he shows like the stuff I like. He has like Power on there. He has like Spartacus. He has like all these nice action movies and stuff. So it's just like and it's free on Roku. Like 50 Cent Action, yo, check it out when you get the chance. But without further ado, we're gonna get into this book. It's called The 50th Law.
For instance, in discussing the power games he was experiencing at that time in the music business, we both looked past people's benign explanations for their behavior and tried to figure out what they were really up to. He developed this way of thinking on the dangerous streets of Southside Queens, where it was a necessary life skill. I came to it by reading a lot of history and observing the crafty maneuvers of various people in Hollywood, where I worked for many years. The perspective, however, is the same. We left the meeting that day with an open-ended idea about a future project. As I pondered the possible theme of this book over the following months, I became increasingly intrigued by the idea of bringing our two worlds together. What excites me about America is its social mobility, people continually rising from the bottom to the top and altering the culture in the process. On it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to talk in between, like playing the book, so that we don't get flagged. Which we're probably still gonna get flagged on YouTube, but this is cool on Spotify. It's cool on Facebook. It's cool on you. No, YouTube is the one. Yeah, copyright infringement and stuff. But we're still gonna review these books, yo. Audiobooks changed the game for me, yo. I already talked about that, and like
yeah, it's just like it's a game changer, yo. I can do these podcasts, it gives me more things to talk about, it gives me more episodes to make, it gives me more ideas, I'm reading more books because I want to be ahead of the show, I want to actually have stuff to talk about, it's just a nice book review club, I guess. Is that like what people do in book clubs? I remember when I used to laugh at book clubs, but now I get it. I get it. But yeah, back to the book.
On another level, however, we remain a nation that lives in social ghettos. Celebrities generally congregate around other celebrities. Academics and intellectuals are cloistered in their worlds. People like to associate with those of their kind. If we leave these narrow worlds, it is usually as an observer or tourist of another way of life. What seemed an interesting possibility here was to ignore our surface differences as much as possible and collaborate on the level of ideas, illuminating some truths about human nature that go beyond class or ethnicity. With an open mind and the idea of figuring out what this book could be, I hung out with 50 throughout much of 2007. I was given almost complete access to his world. I followed him on numerous high-powered business meetings, sitting quietly in a corner and observing him in action. One day I witnessed a raucous fistfight in his office between two of his employees, with 50 having to personally break it up. I observed a fake crisis that he manufactured for the press for publicity purposes. I followed him as he mingled with other stars, friends from the hood, European royalty.
I gotta say, by the way, like it's so cool how Robert just like to write the book. He actually went into 50 Cent's world. Like that's the only way you could really write the book, I guess, to make it. Because I could listen to this book for like days, like hours. I could just listen to Robert talk and just narrate stuff like this. Like it's crazy, And it's just like one more book to read, or if you don't want to read it, you could just get the major ideas off of it. If you Google the book, but like there's so much information out there. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, back to the back to the book.
And political figures. I visited his childhood home in Southside, Queens, hung out with his friends from his hustling days, and got a sense of what it could be like to grow up in that world. And the more I witnessed him in action on all these fronts, the more it struck me that 50 was a walking, living example of the historical figures I had written about in my three books. He is a master player at power, a kind of hip-hop Napoleon Bonaparte. While writing about the various power players in history, I developed the theory that the source of their success could almost always be traced to one single skill or unique quality that separated them from others.
But I gotta say too, Robert Greene is obsessed with power. So like most of his books are like it's just telling you what he his own definition and how he thinks you could get power in this world. It's your choice to believe him or not. But yeah, I just really want to point that out because that's a big theme. Power, power, power.
For Napoleon, it was his remarkable ability to absorb a massive amount of detail and organize it in his mind. This allowed him to almost always know more than his rival generals about what was going on. After observing 50 and talking to him about his past, I decided that the source of his power is his utter fearlessness. This quality does not manifest itself in yelling or obvious intimidation tactics. Anytime 50 acts that way in public, it is pure theater. Behind the scenes, he is cool and calculating. His lack of fear is displayed in his attitude and his actions. He has seen and lived through too many dangerous encounters on the streets to be remotely fazed by anything in the corporate world. If a deal is not to his liking, he will walk away and not care. If he needs to play a little rough and dirty with an adversary, he goes at it without a second thought. He feels supreme confidence in himself. Living in a world where most people are generally timid and conservative, he always has the advantage of being willing to do more, to take risks, and to be unconventional. Coming from an environment
definitely embodies who 50 Cent is till this day. Like that motherfucker still using Instagram and like posting stuff that like you'd be like, what? You'd be like, why is he doing this? You know, he doesn't care. It's a ruthlessness about it, you know. But it also what Robert thinks it stems from is his utter fearlessness. So yeah, but I hope you've heard enough to go check the book out for yourself. Check the new album out too, Houseboy, out now.
There's a reason I'm always on my phone, but I'm never gonna call you. I don't wanna talk to you. Ryan raps in the studio all day just make sure I never gon' follow. I don't wanna talk to you. What more I gotta do than get Jack on the Sony? Help pass the message across that. I could be the richest motherfucker in the room when you see me in person. I swear that I'm never gon' floss it. No, I'm locked in. I be bumming that Pluto all day right before a show. Y'all gon' think I'm Max Crosby. Man, I'm all about business. Said shit before. If you don't start a conversation when you already lost me. Talk to me, I just wanna be alone. Don't talk to me, I just wanna sing a song. Don't talk to me, I'm trying to get in the zone. Don't talk to me, I don't be to me no more. There's a bad day, still gonna want me though. There's a bad day, still gonna hit my phone. There's a bad day, still gonna come to show. There's a bad day, I'm still gonna strike a pole. Just need some space, I just need some ruthless face. From my other bay, it's just another